Welcome you guys to Mystic Moon, our monthly full moon meditation. Super exciting. Is Scorpio season over yet? One more day or 2 more days. Sag comes in on Sunday. And so with that being said, we'll be doing Astro Reiki on Monday at 9 p.m. I'll have that out for y'all. But this is Mystic Moon. It is Scorpio season. So the moon is in Taurus and I am biased. Okay, my moon is in Taurus. So this energy has been hitting me in a very nourishing way, just like that Taurus energy. So I have a lot of notes because I was channeling a lot of messages this past week, this past month. So I'll be definitely referring to those as we talk about this energy, this cosmic energy. As usual, I'd like to give you just a straight up facts first and foremost. Full moons occur when we are, obviously in the middle of this moon cycle. So 2 weeks after the new moon, we have a full moon. And this full moon is super special because it's a lunar eclipse. I'll get to that in a second. But this is the Beaver moon. The moon in November is the Beaver moon. The Beaver moon named by our lovely Native American bros and sisses. That is the time that beavers make their home, which I think is really cool too. Taurus energy is ruled by Venus. Venus is about beauty and aesthetics, but it's also about your space, where you feel comfortable, how you show up in those spaces. So for it to be the Beaver moon, correlating with the Taurus moon makes sense. They're making their home for that, for the winter. And the lunar eclipse occurs when the sun, earth, and moon all line up. So I don't know if y'all were up. I'm a weirdo, and oh, that's Yami. Word. I didn't know who that was. I set my alarm for 3:45 a.m. last night so I could check out the eclipse. It was super cool. It's literally a shadow over the moon. It looks cool because, like I said, it's the sun, then the earth, then the moon. And so that lineup creates a shadow because the earth is blocking the sun from, blah, blah, blah. So shadow cast. It was just a partial, meaning it wasn't a total eclipse. You could still see a little sliver of the moon the whole time. And it was the longest eclipse that we've had since probably all of us have been alive. I don't know the time frame, but it was like 2 hours and 40 minutes almost. So super cool visually and just energetically. Eclipses make things more powerful. So think of this full moon as like a supercharged full moon, okay? It's got more power to it. So what you're releasing is much more significant with this eclipse energy. And this is the first eclipse in a series of eclipses. Our next one will be in the new moon in Sagittarius. It'll be a solar eclipse. So this is starting that off. But let's get into this energy, okay, of what's going on and what's coming through. So the first thing I wrote down for this energy is, how can you show up for yourself and feed your needs and desires? Okay, how can you literally nourish your soul? So I said that for a reason. Literally nourish your soul. Literally, because Taurus energy is earth energy. So it's grounded energy. It's present. It's real. It's tangible. We're doing things with it. And then nourish goes back to, like I said, that Venus, you want to make things, you want to heal, you want to, provide, you want to support, you want to give to yourself, right? You want to nourish yourself. So that's that Taurus energy as well. And then for your soul, the Scorpio Taurus axis is about our soul. Okay. It's the same reflection. I mean, it's the same thing about being connected to our souls in a deep way, but it's reflected differently. So that Scorpio energy is more internal, right? And we talked about that during the new moon, how you are going through this transformation during the Scorpio period. You go inward. It's deep diving, and it's really getting to the core of things. And then the Taurus energy is a very spiritual sign as well, but it just reflects it in a more real way, right? In a more earthly way. So that's why it's so linked to nature. Nature is the most amazing example of Taurus energy. It's doing its thing and it's amazing. And like, how is that working? And that's how we are. We're doing our thing. It's amazing. And how are we working, right? So that's kind of how like I broke down that main question. But that you guys can ask yourself as you are going through meditation, as you guys are still working with this energy, how can you show up for yourself and feed your needs and desires and nourish your soul? So Taurus is also exalted by the moon. So there's different, so in astrology, you have obviously signs that are more at home in certain with certain planets, and the moon and sun are considered planets in astrology, even though obviously they're not. So you have certain energies that are exalted, meaning they are supported, they are highlighted, they are like at the top of the top, they're like home there, like it's their jam, which is why I love this energy so much with my moon and Taurus. You guys can see like I'm like pumped, like I was talking about this with Keisha. It just, woo, I'm exalted, right? So it's exalted by the moon. And so in this space, Taurus is strong, it's intentional, it's sturdy, it's deep. And the energy, all of that energy is very momentous, like change is like happening. So that's the main thing too that's coming through, y'all. Even if you don't want things to change, it's happening. With this full moon, it's happening. Change is happening because that is the energy that comes with this Taurus moon. So going back to the Scorpio axis, right? It's transforming and shedding our layers to reveal more evolved, spiritually aligned versions of ourselves. I was trying to read my own handwriting. When you're going, you're going. So let me say that again. With Scorpio, we're transforming and shedding our layers to reveal the more evolved, spiritually open and aligned version of ourselves. So that shedding can be difficult. Not can be, it is. This is not a walk in the park season. That's why over here, I think it was Jewel said in the chat, is Scorpio season over yet? Because it's been a doozy. And collectively, we are all really seeing ourselves. And in seeing ourselves, we're seeing our shadow, right? That's that Scorpio doing that shadow coming up. And you're having to face that with the illumination of the full moon, right? The full moon is full, it illuminates, it shows things. And we're seeing ourselves more than we have maybe before. And that can be scary and that can be jarring, but it's so important for us to continue to move forward and to grow in a real way. And this is what I'm saying again, a real way, because Taurus energy makes things real. So we can't escape the change that's happening, and it's going to show up to us. I have, how can we make real change so that your soul reflects your reality? That is the question. How can you make real change? How can you let go of things? How can you highlight and illuminate your patterns, your traumas, your shadows, and stop running from them and accept them so they're no longer stopping you from getting what you want? We're letting go during this full moon because we're letting go of what's blocking us from getting to our manifestations, right? This is what this eclipse is about. If you want something, if you're desiring something and it hasn't happened yet, what's blocking it? What patterns are you falling back into? What are you supposed to be healing, but you keep ripping the Band-Aid off and going back to it? You know, what are you ignoring that has been tapping you on your shoulder for forever? What are you denying yourself? What truths are you denying yourself? And that's what I learned this season, okay? I really had a big epiphany. That's why I'm so like, let me give y'all this knowledge, because it really came to me. Like, I had to see my own pattern, my own shadow self. And like, why do I do this? If I want this, why do I keep acting this way and behaving this way? I need to let go of this idea that I can control others or things or outcomes. All we control is ourself. And so this is also very empowering, okay, with that Taurus energy, because it's about taking your, like, it's not I don't want to say control because it's not control, because I'm thinking of the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the Taurus card, and that is like the Pope, the spiritual leader. Atrio, girl in 60 minutes, and this is spicy.
I love that comment. He's like 16 minutes in, and it's spicy.
And so, oh, the Hierophant. So it's the Pope, right? It's our spiritual guidance. Okay, it's how we are aligning ourselves. And so when the Pope is here, the Hierophant is here, it's saying, are you gonna do what needs to be done, or are you gonna keep ignoring me? Are you gonna keep your eyes closed? Are you going to look at me and help me guide you, right? Are you going to take that change? 5 is the number of the Hierophant card. 5 is about change. And so with that Taurus energy, it's inevitable. Change is here, baby. It's not going anywhere. And it's time. It's time for the change. So with this transformation, a lot of things have been exposed through an emotional deep dive, right? We have to go deep. And things have been difficult. We may have been in like depressed, sad spaces this month. We may have been feeling confused, lost, misunderstood, all of these things that cause us to feel a deep emotional response, because that's what Scorpio asks us to do. It asks us to be in connection with our emotions. And as Keisha always tells us, our emotions give us feedback. So why are we feeling what we're feeling? What needs to change? What do we need to let go of? What patterns do we need to stop so we can get to where we're going? And with this, like I was saying, Venus rules Taurus, and Venus talks about value, right? So it's not about external value, it's about internal value when we're talking about this change that we're doing for ourselves. So when you think about value, that's worth. So your self-worth. Where are you? What is the value of your self-worth? Or how can you create more value in how you feel about yourself and what you bring to the table and who you are, and you're proud of yourself? That's another thing here. Our evolution is about us being ourselves and being happy with who we are and how we show up. And so if something is causing us to question our self-worth, why? What's at the root of that? What's at the core of that root? If you think about Taurus energy, it's about a tree and the roots going down and rooting into the ground, the depths of who we are. We can't continue to grow and be and have what we want if we don't go deep and do the change, the transformation at the root level, right? That's what this energy is about. That's why it's so intense with this lunar eclipse. And with that, now that we're here and we're like, okay, we're letting go. We're letting go. We're letting things be. How can we settle? So if you settle, that's that grounded earth energy, into the change. That's that Scorpio energy. How can you settle into the change? Because that's what we have to do, y'all. We can't keep running from it, because that is delaying what we're trying to manifest. How can you, I have another question down here. How can you envision another way of being? How do you see yourself transforming? It's funny because Adele, shout out to Adele, she dropped her album last night at midnight. And at first, because that first song, this is totally off subject, but that first Easy on Me song, I'm like, am I going to like this album? The album's fire, actually. And so she's got this song called My Little Love. And this line stood out to me. I'm holding on. Mama's got a lot to learn. So it's like, we're always learning. We don't know anything, right? And so with this Taurus and this Scorpio energy, just hold on. You know, just hold on in the sense of like grounding yourself and saying like, okay, it's happening and I'm learning about myself. I'm learning what needs to be changed in myself. I'm learning that I have to take accountability for who I am and how I'm showing up. And if I don't like it, what changes am I doing? But I'm not going to give up. But in this moment, I'm holding on because I'm trying, right? And that's the only thing that we can do is try. And Taurus asks us to really put that effort in. You have to try. I wrote down creation and destruction because that's kind of also that weird axis of Scorpio energy and Taurus. So if you think about Scorpio, it's about breaking things down. That transformation, the death card, right? Destruction of something. You deconstruct something so you can reconstruct it, right? And so the Taurus is the reconstructor. So we broke it all down. We got to the emotional depths of something. And now we're stepping in with that Taurus energy and we're saying, how can I reconstruct myself in a much more grounded, nourishing, loving, abundant way that's going to bring in the energy that I'm wanting and the things that I'm manifesting and releasing the things that are getting in my way of that, which might be my patterns or my mindset or my inability to release control, whatever the case may be, right? And interesting. Look at how many things there. So the last thing here, and then I'll talk about my tarot. Check out Taurus in your chart after all of this and see where it may be directly affecting you. And if you don't have Taurus in your chart, that's okay. Obviously, you're a human. You're part of the collective. This is still something for you to hear and to apply. But see where it is, because I got with this energy that just came to me through channeled message, I feel like the most affected placements for this energy are Libra, Gemini, and Aries. So Taurus, Libra, Gemini, and Aries are the energies that popped up to me that are going to be most affected by this lunar eclipse. And of course, Scorpio in there. But because of this lunar eclipse, once we let go and once we really say like, yo, this isn't working. Prime example, I realized recently I have codependent tendencies. They're unhealthy. It's not helping me. It's not helping me get what I want. Once I realized that and I'm like, damn, once it was illuminated, I've seen this rapid manifestation of what I actually want. So this is about things happening quickly. This energy is not like, oh, I have to do this. I have to wait for forever. If you're really about it and you're really about that change and you make that real change, you'll start to see things happening quick. This is not some slow burn thing with that eclipse energy. So there's that. And then I pulled my tarot. I'm using my golden circle tarot, which I love these. I can never see, but they're so cute. And cannot make this up, y'all. I pulled 5 cards, and aside from the major arcana card that came through, everything is earth energy. Everything is pentacles. So Taurus is like, hey, I'm in this bitch. The first being the Page of Pentacles. So this page energy is a court card. So this is you. This is how we're showing up. And I also have the Queen of Pentacles. So you can either resonate more with the page or the queen, right? Page meaning you're at the beginning of a journey. You're at the beginning of something. You're not exactly sure where it's going, but you know that this is something that is going to take time, right? It's not a fast process. This is a walk in the park, it's a marathon, not a whatever it is. And this queen energy, you may resonate more with this, feeling more empowered by your revelations and epiphanies that you've had and saying, I am who I am. I know who I am. I'm confident with who I am. And I'm able to take that and use that to connect with others in a I can give now. I can give now is what I feel with the Queen of Pentacles. I can actually give from a place of truth with the change that has occurred within. And then the Ace of Pentacles, it's all about planting that seed, a new beginning. Once again, we're starting anew, y'all. We are not the same. Okay? I'm not the same as I was at the beginning of November. I truly have gone through this soul transformation. It's wild. And with the Three of Pentacles, that's about putting in work. Three of Pentacles energy asks us to put in work, show effort. Spirit wants us to show that we really do want what we want. And that requires us to do things that are difficult, like change. Changing isn't fun all the time, and it's not easy. But if we stay the same, we're going to keep getting the same in all aspects. Our relationships, our financial situations, our home life, our whatever, however that applies. If we don't make any changes, we're going to stay the same. If you don't dye your hair, it's going to stay the same color, right? Like if you don't make a change and you want something, but you don't do it, you're not going to have it. And lastly, our Arcana card, major Arcana card, was the Star, which is my favorite major Arcana. It's all about healing, nourishment, giving to self so you can give to others. And it's Aquarius energy, so it's asking us to take the road less traveled in this. We're unfamiliar. It's ruled by Uranus. It's unexpected that we may have be in this space, that we're having this epiphany, right? We weren't planning on it, but now what are we going to do? And also the reminder with the Star is you're on the right path. We are all on the right path. We are all walking towards the next versions of ourselves in truth and in authenticity, in courage, in realness, right? Like I said, authenticity and truth and realness. So clearly that's important. So that's my message, y'all. And I'm digging it for all of us.
I'm clapping for you. Giving you your flowers. That was awesome.
Thank you, Keisha.
Now look at my buddy shining and stuff. The Star indeed. Well, you know, I don't really have a whole lot to say. Right. That was amazing. So even though I didn't want to hear it, it was amazing. But yeah, well, you know, that's maybe a trigger for change. You know, a trigger for change. Do a little something strange for some change. And sometimes you really do have to do some strange shit to change your circumstances. I'm not really going to say too much. I'm just going to get into meditation quicker than or sooner than later. But the notes that I wrote down is one, the Beaver Moon, I think is kind of funny because it's Scorpio season and Taurus. Both Scorpio and Taurus are very sensual signs. So when you said Beaver Moon, I was thinking different beaver. I was being a perv. My bad, y'all. A little bit of a perv. But anyways, and I think it was interesting that you mentioned the, you know, the signs that will be affected, Taurus, Gemini, Aries, Libra, and Scorpio, because, well, my Aries boo is coming over tonight, who just so happens to have we're doing our sex magic ritual tonight. I already told him Friday we're having sex magic rituals, okay? So anyways, that's the tantric part of me. We hold space for each other's intentions, and then, you know, he's the wand, if you know what I mean, and I'm the portal of change and transformation. So that's what we're doing. That's the perv again. It's like it's a perv, y'all. But anyways, I think it's cool because he is an Aries sun with the Gemini moon and a Taurus rising. So I was like, oh, this is a good moon for him. Okay. But then also I am a Libra with a Scorpio rising. Sorry. So thank you. I love that y'all are like, Keisha's getting some, yay. I'm gonna make sure I get it in for y'all too, okay? You know, every little little squirter, whatever. I'm just gonna be like, okay, and you get a manifestation. You get a manifestation. That's how we're gonna do it. If I out of nowhere, I'm just like, yummy. He's gonna be like, what the fuck? Lord dance. You know what? That's not my name, Keisha. Anyways, so oh yeah, Sydney, that's good right there. I'm doing. Oh, maybe I should just go to meditation because this is a little too much already for me. Anyways, keep it moving. So I thought it was interesting, Sydney, that you mentioned the what houses your like you have Taurus in, and I realized or placements, and I realized I have Taurus in my 6th and 7th house. So that makes sense why I was talking about you earlier. I'm looking at changes that I need to create within my health because I think that's right? Sixth house is health, Virgo related. Okay, so anyway, that's all I know is like if 6th house is Virgo related. What does Virgo rule? Health. They're health freaks. Okay. So anyways, so that would make sense why I am creating change in my health, right? I've been doing this 21-day yoga journey. Also been just, mindful and cutting back of alcohol intake. Didn't really do that last night too well, but I woke up today. It was like, yeah, this is not good for me. I got to change this. I don't feel good. And then also with the being in my 7th house, I've been looking at relationships, and reevaluating those relationships. So I thought that was pretty cool. One thing I did learn that I didn't know was that the Taurus is ruled by the Hierophant, which is also the number 5. And I was like, oh, how cool. My son is a Taurus, and his birthday is 5/5, May 5th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was like,
Hierophant for real.
Right. I was like, he's May 5th. It's his birthday, Cinco de Mayo, but it's also Children's Day in Korea. And so I'm half Korean. And I was like, oh, this is okay. Wow, this is interesting. And then my sister's a Scorpio. So this is a very interesting dynamic of stuff going on here. But what really got to me when you were talking is, what are you denying yourself? That was a trigger for me. I said, oh, Lord, well, let me write down the list. So in meditation tonight, we will be going through, not really making it too heavy, but definitely doing the root work, doing the shadow work, right? So the root work spiritually is about basically, like Sydney was saying, deconstructing, pulling up those dead roots, right? So that you can plant new seeds and be able to nourish and nurture those, which you need water to do. So it's kind of like, allowing those roots to be either uprooted if they're no longer serving you, because dead roots don't feed a tree, right? So you got to uproot the whole tree. But at the same time, when you plant that new seed, the first thing that it starts to do is grow new roots down to the earth. It starts to anchor in deeply into the earth to receive that nourishment, right? That water that supports it, and then it starts to reach and transcend towards the light. So I think this is a really cool energy to work with. For me personally, Scorpio season has been very subtle but transformative. I kind of think of that subtle energy as more like Taurus, it's a little slow and steady, but the power and the transformation is that Scorpio energy. And what I got was kind of like Taurus energy and Scorpio together is more like slow, steady change, but then the eclipse is like, we're actually going to like just amplify this real quick. So it might seem a little jolting in a way. But I think that's also because Scorpio, we were talking about this earlier, me and Sydney, Scorpio and Taurus are fixed signs. They like consistency. They want that consistency gives them dependability, reliability. It creates safety for them. It creates ability to trust. But now what we have to do is learn to have that consistency within ourselves. We have to consistently show up for ourselves. We have to learn to be dependent on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We have to learn how to rely more on ourselves instead of externalizing our self-love, externalizing our self-worth, externalizing our self-validation. It's time to go deeper, go within ourselves. And a fixed sign a lot of times has issues in a way with change. But with that Scorpio energy, Scorpio is all about creating not necessarily chaos, but deconstructing things. It's about death and rebirth, right? And this is also kind of cool because we're going into this darker time of year, which is we just finished celebrating death. If you think about Halloween and Dias de los Muertos. But then at the same time, rebirth, like we think of spring, things coming into bloom. And that's very Taurus energy because that's spring, April, May. And so it's very interesting the axis of these two energies and it being amplified with the eclipse. And what I've got for the eclipse is like shadows, things being revealed. Full moon is things coming to light. I think that's pretty cool because this all goes with Women's Meditation Monday night. If y'all haven't watched the replay, but it's about golden opportunities. And me and Sydney are talking about, you're already prepared for your next steps, right? Sydney was like saying she had epiphanies about, certain things that she wanted to happen. And she realized, oh, well, she's already been doing this. It's now time to just shift it, change how you've been doing it, but you still have the skill sets there. Same thing with me. I've been a spiritual teacher full time for the last 10 years, but now I feel this change. It's time to amplify that. It's time to elevate myself, as a teacher, time to share more, allow myself to be seen more. And so you're already prepared for the next steps. Okay. You have everything within you. It's about learning to settle into that change, like Sydney was saying. And what I also was saying I think it was this week or last week in meditation, is that if there's things that are being deconstructed around you, that's okay, because some of those things might be blocks, might be barriers. So the breakdown of those things helps you to have a breakthrough. Okay. And so that's what I thought was pretty cool. And that to me is very much like this energy. Scorpio's about, destruction and chaos so that you can build anew. Taurus is about earthly energy. There might be some restraints or some things that are keeping us from breaking through. But it's all about change and things coming to light. So we will go into meditation now to see what those things are. Okay. So go ahead and give yourself nice, slow, steady, deep breaths. Allowing your eyes to gently close as you just take some deep breaths, giving yourself permission to just slow down a moment. Maybe just focusing on the breath, seeing how slow and steady, smooth you can make the inhale and the exhale. Recognizing that with each inhale, you're receiving new life. As you exhale, you're releasing the old stagnant energy. You are the conduit of change. In this exact moment, every breath you take, you are creating a shift, a change. Perhaps you begin to notice that you're becoming more relaxed as you take these deep breaths, becoming more present. In this moment, sacred space, explore, to acknowledge that which may come to light, the wisdom that may come to you, insight that may be revealed to you, support you, and the changes that are necessary for you to create your best life. begin to just notice your thoughts without attachment, without any expectations or trying to control them. Just allow them to flow through the mind. Becoming the observer, the witness to your experience. Giving yourself permission to just detach for a moment. And on the next breath, you allow yourself to go a little deeper. Just observe your emotions, feelings, once again without judgment or expectation. Practicing non-attachment to them, just observing, noticing. How are you feeling at this time? You'll begin to sink a little deeper. Just scanning your body from head to toe, noticing how it feels to be in your body. Sending that breath, gratitude for its wisdom to any areas of tension or concern. Inviting them to just relax and to be at ease. Breathing deep, full breaths. Coming into space of stillness. In the mind, body, heart, and soul. Just breathe. And when you are ready, allow your imagination to travel beyond your personal space, the city and state, country, earth, and allow the mind to be stretched out as far as the universe can take it. From this space of an open mind, your imagination is the vehicle that allows you to transcend and to receive divine guidance and insight. Visualize, to sense. Begin to notice divine golden light flowing gracefully to you, bright and glorious. This golden light as a tool of transformation and healing as it moves through all time and space, chooses you, it finds you here and now. And this golden light will begin to slow down as it flows to you and just hold space right above your head, maybe about a foot or two, maybe 3 feet above your head, space of your higher self. And this light will clear any blocks that are keeping you disconnected from your higher self. And this light will grow brighter and brighter as the wisdom, guidance, and insight from your higher self is illuminated. All shadows have been eradicated. All karmic debts have been cleared, canceled, deleted, paid in full. Once again, when you feel ready on your next breath, you'll allow the wisdom and this guidance, this insight to pour down into you, moving through the space of your crown. And just take a moment to see or sense your crown exalted by this bright golden light. Remembering that you are a divine being. All the wisdom and guidance you need is here for you. And as your crown fully opens to receive this light, it begins to pour down through you into the space of the mind, clearing any mental blocks, any past traumas that may be associated to memories of change being a negative experience. Once again, it clears, cancels, and deletes. It deconstructs those mental blocks that are keeping you from taking the necessary steps to creating the changes in the life that you desire. What are some of the mental blocks that are keeping you from greatness? In what ways can you nourish your soul, your mental needs? Do you need more information? Is more research needed? Perhaps just a shift in your perspective and how you choose to see things in your situation. How do you see yourself changed? What does that look like? What are the thoughts that you have surrounding making necessary changes? Are they based in fear? Or are they based in a sense of excitement, courage, confidence, trust? As you take these new thoughts down deeper into the body, feel the shift taking place as this light washes over your face, moving into your jaw, down into the neck, and just take a moment to breathe deeply here, feeling that air flow in and out of the throat. And as you do so, you allow this transformational light to remove, cancel, clear, and delete any blocks associated with expressing yourself through words, through allowing yourself to be seen, through the way you show up for yourself. What does the new and improved you look like? How will she show up? If your future self, the new and improved version, could give you some advice, some guidance or insight, what would she say? What advice does your future self have for you? Breathe. And just relax, allowing it all to just flow to you with ease and grace. All that is required right now is for you to just breathe and allow the mind to stay open. Allow your imagination to assist you in this meditation, to gain the wisdom and guidance, the clarity that is needed for you to create the necessary changes, bringing you a life of more ease and fulfillment, peace, joy, authenticity. Whatever wisdom you gain, the next breath, bring that down into the heart space. Feeling this energy flow down through the arms and into your hands and fingertips. The hands symbolic of not only being able to receive, but also give, surrender, release. What emotional blocks can you release at this time? What emotional tendencies, habits have come to your awareness that you are ready to cancel, clear, and delete in order to create space for more emotional fulfillment and that which truly makes your heart sing? Allow this golden light to heal, transmute any fears, any traumas, any heaviness. If needed, imagine sending this light to your future self and to your past self, allowing it to create any shifts necessary, any healing necessary, so that you can move forward with courage and bravery, confidence, certainty, faith within yourself. You've got this. How can you nourish yourself, your needs, and desires now? On your next breath, bring this light down into the space just below the ribs and above the navel, the solar plexus. The space rules our autonomy, our individuality, how we choose to show up in this world, how we distribute our energy. Notice what comes to mind when you ask yourself, in what ways am I giving my power away? What steps can I take to call my power, my energy back to me? How can you empower yourself? Generate the energy needed to create your intended outcome, your change and transformation, bringing your manifestations to you swiftly, as if by magic, overnight. You breathe deeply within this space of the solar plexus. This light will transmute any areas where there may be a power struggle, either between you and another or just within yourself. Maybe it's that of your higher self and your ego. Maybe it's how you used to be, what's comfortable for you, and that which requires you to change and switch up, grow and evolve. Notice if there's any fears associated with change. Allow yourself to breathe deep as this golden light does the work to clear, cancel, and delete these old programs that are keeping you disempowered, fearful, so that you can move forward with that courage and confidence, motivation, perseverance, resilience. Allow this insight, this guidance that you've acquired thus far, to move down below the navel and fill your entire pelvic bowl. Space of procreation, space of creativity, space of fertility, so that the seeds that you have planted are in fertile soil, can grow healthy, hearty, strong. And just notice if there's any creative blocks in this space that are ready to be released. And whatever blocks come to your awareness to be released and let go, allow that energy to move down through the base of your spine, taking with it any physical blocks or habits that may be hindering your ability to change, to transform. And as those blocks are canceled, cleared, and deleted through all time, space, dimensions, realities, you'll allow them to gracefully flow down through the legs, down through the feet, down into the earth, where she receives and takes all the energies that you have surrendered to her this evening. She sends them back to their original source. And you are now in a space, a new space, to receive all the nourishment, to support you in your path moving forward. All the nourishment needed for overall well-being, health and vitality in your mind, body, heart, and soul. It's time. Your time. Embrace changes that are happening around you. Step fully and squarely into your power. Find yourself reborn, renewed. As you release the old, embrace the new. Remembering that change that you seek lies within. May being the change in which you seek come to you with ease and grace. And may you be supported in all ways, in all of your todays and tomorrows. And so it is. On your next breath, slowly and gently begin to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring a little movement to the body. If you're lying down, you can turn to your right or left side. In yoga, the pose of laying down is known as Shavasana. It's the death of oneself. As you slowly bring yourself up, laying on your left or right side before you do so symbolizes fetus, new life. And once you sit up, you are here, reborn, new and changed. When you're ready, you can take another deep breath, give yourself a little love, and open your eyes as you come out of trance.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was a meditation freestyle, pretty much, based off your based off your cosmic chat and everything you spoke of earlier. I just took that and freestyle meditation.
It was perfect. It was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, I actually got a little teary-eyed at the end. I saw you laying down. I was like, oh, there might be other people laying down. I was like, oh, it's perfect. I was like, because in yoga, Shavasana is about death, like releasing, letting go, and you turn on the side. It's the fetus, fetal position. So it's new life. And then you sit up, born again. Like, I was like, oh, perfect.
Yeah, I was like, my mind.
Yeah, I was like, duh.
My mind.
Psychic yogi. How about you throw the yoga in there? But I for some reason, I got emotional with that. I was just like, oh. So that makes me know.
Beginning. And I think that's cool because usually I don't lay down, but for some reason I felt like it. I needed to be reborn, baby.
Yeah, you've done the work, and it's 7-11. That's a good luck. Good luck numbers,
Ooh, cool. Everyone else was laying down too. Yami and Lourdes said they were laying down.
Cool.
Do we have any Taurus? I'm going to go ahead and cut this so that it's shorter. Bye, y'all. We'll see you next month.